Subscribe if you came back to Destiny 2. Ace Friendly with another Guides and Minutes, a series providing straight to the point step-by-step walkthroughs. If you're new to raiding or still stumped on an encounter, take a look at the rest of my step-by-step guides on my channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. With Halloween around the corner, it made sense to make a guide on the Pit of Heresy dungeon. As you load in, keep making your way downwards and through the caves. Eventually you'll see a rally flag in a huge space with a lot of red towers. First encounter is a tower search and destroy. Your job is to determine and go to 3 correct towers. Each of these will have a mini-boss inside you must kill. Each tower is going to have a pit keeper who protects the door to the mini-boss. But in classic Bungie fashion, these mini-bosses can only be killed with a special hive sword. But there are so many towers, how do we know which 3 to go to? Well, each tower is marked with its own symbol. As long as you can remember which symbols to look for, you're fine. Example, I call this ice cream cone and this one division sign. Decide on splitting up or sticking together. Ads shouldn't give you too much trouble, and honestly this encounter is just a teaching encounter for mechanics used later. Bring your favorite ad clear loadout, and let's dive into determining the correct 3 towers. Step 1. Go to the guiding, or I like to call it the Northern Star Tower. This special tower is marked by this triangle symbol, and it's actually the first closest tower next to the rally flag that you can reach. So head over to this tower, hop down its main silo, and just clear all the ads. The takeaway is to kill this pit keeper and open the tower's door. Here you can see the pit keeper dies and the door opens. Head inside and you'll find 3 symbols on the wall. These are the 3 correct symbols indicating the 3 correct towers you must go to. So remember them, head outside, and look for where these towers with the associated symbols are. But before you leave, grab a hive sword. You get these swords by killing these special knights. If you run out of sword ammo, you can get new swords by finding and killing these knights throughout the encounter. The sword is the only thing that can kill these mini-bosses. So grab a sword, determine the 3 correct towers to go to all 3 of those towers, and kill the mini-bosses inside. Example, assume one of the towers is ice cream cone. Kill the pit keeper, door opens, go inside, and you'll get one of these mini-bosses. Each mini-boss can only be damaged and therefore killed by an associated hive sword ability. Your guns and abilities will do no damage. If you get the Shrieker, kill it by holding block and deflecting its own particles back at it, as shown in this clip. I do recommend killing the ogres first in the same room. Kill Knight using normal sword swings. You can also block his attacks and also use a super attack, just as shown here. Lastly, the wizard. Spam the heavy sword swing projectile. Remember this mechanic for later. Killing each mini-boss shows this message, and once all 3 are dead, you'll see this green beam marking the exit tower. Meet up at this tower, kill all ads and the pit keeper. You'll receive this message saying the way is open to the next area. Some quick notes, these ogres are annoying. If you happen to drop the sword, or you're using it to clear ads, you will lose ammo. You'll see my ammo go from 89 to 87 when I pick it back up. If you need a new sword, you can go back to the very first guiding tower and kill the original sword bearer, or you can find him walking around the encounter. Use these elevators to navigate around this encounter. Lastly, it's very easy to sword fly. The next encounter is a mini encounter. Go through this bottom door and continue until you reach a cavern. Your job is to unlock these 3 gates to get to the next encounter. To unlock these gates, you need to dunk some purple balls. To get these balls, shoot your way into the inner tunnels. Kill ads. Kill this knight. Killing this knight will drop a purple ball. Pick it up, bring it to a gate, and dunk it at a gate to unlock it. Here's a map of the cave system, and here are the 3 gates locations. And your team basically spawns down here. Numbers 1 through 4 indicate where you can find those knights to kill and get purple balls. Split up or stick together, the only real threats are these ogres, but even when they slam you, you should be fine even on your own. I haven't noticed getting one shot by their slam yet. Your teammates can also distract the ogre as you run past it. If you need to get away from the ogre, you can find small tunnels that you can hide in like I'm showing here. I remember being so confused about which direction to start, so here's the route I take on solo runs. Here's a full map, here are the ogre locations, and I start on the left side, going to the first orange door I see and move towards number 3. Kill knight here, grab purple ball, exit this inner tunnel along the left hand side. I'll run past the leftmost ogre, and I continue on to the gate. After I dunk, from the left gate, I turn around. I go back towards that left side ogre. As I'm heading back downwards in this point of view, I duck into the first orange door that I can see on my left hand side in this downward point of view. Kill number 1 knight and get purple ball, and take the only other exit out. You'll find yourself in front of the middle gate. From this middle gate, turn around, hug the left hand side, go into the first orange door, and repeat for that last side. With footage to follow along with, I'm going to number 3. I pick up ball here, I exit on the left hand side, I end up on the very left side of the map. By the way, jump meleeing using this purple ball is very quick. I turn around to check for the ogre. Oh, okay, he's right here. He's gonna slam me. I'm gonna continue swinging past him. Please don't lock onto him, and he's gonna try to beam me to death. I still keep going. I'm moving forward towards that left side gate, and I'm almost there, and there's the gate. Left side gate, done. Meanwhile, you'll see my partner on the right hand side taking care of that right side gate. From here, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna head back towards that ogre that tried to kill me earlier. There he is. I'm just gonna sprint past him. You certainly can tank most of his damage, but don't push your luck. Still running away from him, and then I'm gonna take this first left orange door and go into number 1. I kill this number 1 knight, I pick up the ball, and I'm taking the only other exit out. Thralls are getting in my way, I'm taking this orange door, and I will emerge right in front of the middle gate. Right here, I'm going to dunk this. Middle gate done. From the middle gate, turn around and head towards the middle ogre. I continue moving down this path. I eventually see the ogre here. Looks like he's not paying attention to me. Hug the left-hand side because there's an orange door right here. I enter, kill the knight, pick up purple ball, and take the only other exit out. Taking this exit means you'll emerge right in front of the right side gate. Right side gate done. Once all 3 gates are done, you'll get a message and you'll be inside the room for the next encounter. This encounter requires dunking purple balls 6 times. As you enter the room, you can just make out where you'll be dunking these balls. Since every season brings different metas, I recommend at least some burst damage like rockets and AoE. Generally a lot of trash adds here, so wave frames and Xeno for chunky knights will be nice. I recommend one confident dunker to move around the room and get purple balls. Everyone else stay on or near the plate and add clear. As my teammate is showing here, everyone else should stay on or near this plate in order to stop the spiky totem from wiping you. You'll know it's trying to wipe you when it burns up and gets angry and you can hear metal grinding. Boomer knights are found way up here in these 2 spots. Make sure they die. Here's a clip showing them hiding up there. Xeno kills them pretty quickly, or send a rocket up there. They deserve it. If they are left alive, your team will get bombarded like this. Let's talk about the dunker. Besides the main plate, this room has 3 areas shown here. I'll label them 1, 2, and 3. Knights that drop the purple balls spawn in these 3 areas. And your job is to go into each of those 3 areas, kill those knights, and get the purple balls. I recommend starting with the knight at number 1, and then going on to 2 and 3. Don't take too long because you have a timer. Thankfully, each dunk resets your timer as shown here. As a dunker, swords are great against these knights. Here's the initial condition, assign 2 plates for add clear, dunker guardians ready to go. Knights will always spawn in this order, from left to middle to right. The next knight won't spawn right away, so you have some time. Just don't take too long or else all of them will eventually spawn and it can get messy. First knight always spawns on left first, go to it, kill it, get ball, return, and dunk. Middle knight should be almost ready to spawn, go to it, kill it, get ball, return, dunk. Repeat for the knight on the right. Then, the spawns will reset so that the spawns start back at the left area, then the middle area, then the right. Then back to the left area, then the middle area, then to the right. Keep going back and forth until you dunk 6 purple balls in total. Doing so, you'll get a message saying the suffering has ended. Indeed. Quick notes, if your plate team dies or the spiky totem gets angry, just slide onto the plate or touch it to calm it down and try to calm the situation down. You can also try sending another dunker out and get creative, but this should get the job done. With 6 balls dunked, shoot this orange placenta and you'll be off to the next encounter. Jump down and you'll immediately see more symbols. Great. These symbols indicate where the 3 wizards that you must kill to move on are located. Feel free to use this map and locate the matching symbols, but honestly, it's just platforming and chasing down radar activity to find these 3 wizards. Once all 3 wizards are dead, you'll get a message and this door will be opened. Final encounter. Any of these weapons are great. Like most dungeon bosses, he's kind of a pushover. Bring well to tank all his damage, and I like running Thunder Crash because it's fun. Mobius Quiver is good too. Here's the final boss room. Take note, there are 3 towers, meaning 3 mini-bosses that can only be killed with a special hive sword, which are dropped by the special hive knights. And guess what? These 3 mini-bosses drop purple balls, and of course, you have to dunk these 3 purple balls. So getting to DPS is really just dunking 3 purple balls. Here are the initial conditions. Also shown are where you can find each mini-boss. There will be plenty of special knights to kill to get hive swords walking around the entire room. So everyone grab a hive sword, pick a tower to go to, kill the mini-boss, using the specific sword ability associated for that mini-boss, grab the purple ball that it drops, return to the center and dunk it at one of the stations. Remember, depending on the mini-boss, use light swing, heavy swing, or block and deflect the projectiles back to the mini-boss. Getting a hive sword won't be a problem here. In the footage shown, there's just swords everywhere. This is 1 out of 3 dunk stations. By the way, you can dunk any of the 3 purple balls at any of the 3 dunk stations. To summarize, kill wizard with heavy swing projectile attack, pick a ball and dunk it in, deflect Shrieker's particles back at it, pick a ball and dunk it at a station. Lastly, kill knight with light sword swings, pick a ball and dunk it in. The last dunk triggers DPS phase to start, so step into the boss's ring to do damage. Being outside the ring will not do damage. In this footage shown, as long as you have a well, you're gonna tank everything, even curse thralls and the boss's flame attack. When he sticks his sword into the ground and begins praying, that means DPS is over. Leave the circle or else you will die if you stay in it. In the footage shown, my teammate stays in the circle to demonstrate what happens if you stay in the boss circle when he resets. If you don't one-phase him, just repeat killing mini-bosses with hive swords, getting the purple balls, dunking the purple balls, DPS, and after 1 or 2 phases, you're done. If you stuck around, I hope you took something away from this, and if it helped in any small way, leave a like, comment how it did, and subscribe. If something didn't make sense, tell me what didn't, because I do look at all the feedback. Anyways, thanks for joining me today in another step-by-step straight to the point guides and minutes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.